Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Raft series. Today we're going to, well, get some stuff done. And like some of my other episodes of late, we are in special bonus short duration mode. So I suggest you find somewhere comfy on the raft and let's get on with it. Alright, I'm just demonstrating our upgraded wood production area. We ended up doubling up on the tree plots, and when we did a bit of a clean out on Balboa Island, which most of it ended up on the cutting room floor, but we got a whole bunch of these seeds for these beech trees, and the ratio of wood, sorry, not beech, they're birch. Whatever. Starts with B. It's good enough for me. We ended up with a whole bunch of the seeds. Now, the seeds actually have a better drop rate than from any of the fruit trees. So, you know, the coconut palms and the mango trees. And I've been really in need of wood. So I thought, you know what, we're going to max out our production here. I set myself up with those extra plots and it's actually working out pretty damn well. So very happy with that arrangement. In terms of other arrangements that we're very happy with, I moved the radio locator bench. When I moved it, I failed to notice that it reset the locator to the first place, which you may have seen in the fog in the distance earlier. So I ended up sailing in the wrong direction for a while, but it wasn't the end of the world because we stumbled upon this little gem. Now you might think, well, it's just a little island. It's got a couple of trees on it. What's so special about this? Well, I could tell you, but you're just going to have to wait. Well, you're not going to have to wait very long. We've found a treasure and, dun dun dun, it's a safe. Now, this is basically the best thing that you can ever dig up after discovery with the metal detector. And we got multiple titanium ore, we got some explosive powder, and we got a bucket load of other conventional materials. So that little discovery, I'll say, made that whole side trip completely worth it. So that was the only other little island that we ended up stopping at. Once we cleared that one out, we didn't bother doing the reef. We just carried on once we dug up that safe. And now we are very firmly heading towards the floating city. And yep, you can just see that little sucker just starting to render in. And by little sucker, it definitely isn't. Yes, so that is the destination for this episode, is to essentially approach and park ourselves next to this monstrosity. So yeehaw, we finally got here. I decided to come here in the end just because we're quite well restocked at this stage. In amongst all of our travel, I ended up cooking a bit more food. I made a few more shakes. We gathered a bucket load of wood. And we also smelted up a bunch of metal and, other odds and sods. So, where is it a perfect amount of stuff? Nah, not really. But it's easily enough to help us get through the city. So, yeah. Next episode, we are going to start our journey going through this huge sausage of a thing. But until then, you can marvel at how catastrophically big it is. Alright, I ended up editing a bit of that approach out. It was just very slow and steady. But now we're here. Just for reference, depending on which side you approach from, will depend on whether you've got immediate visibility on this thing or not, but it is easy to locate because you've got these arrows that always point you towards this entry point. So, yeah, don't freak out if the side you approach from doesn't happen to be this thing. Now, I do run into a few little manoeuvring issues here because I want to get in as close as I can so I don't have to deal with Bruce all the time. So I end up overshooting here just while I'm squaring up the raft. And then we throw it in reverse. And then we to and fro it a few times. But trust me, we do eventually get there. This raft may be small, but it's also a bit of a dog to maneuver at low speeds. Because there is no low speeds. I've just got a choice of using the engines or not using the engines. And at engine speed, it's a little bit too quick to maneuver effectively, but it's alright. We get there in the end. Alright, speaking of getting there in the end, we got to the end of the episode. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you have yourself an absolutely fantastic day.